So lesson 1 is for our group. Here we go. Let's start off with something that you should know and probably not love, but you should recognize. And knowing that I can't draw a straight line this is called a
number line.
Number line. I'm making it from -5 to +5 for our number line. As you write this down in your notebooks and you have it handy. All right. The 0 is called the English word that starts with an O. Origin. Okay, the 0 is the origin. Anything to the left of the origin is negative. Anything to the right is going to be positive. So if we're going left, negative. If we're going right, positive. If you don't know your left and your right, well, figure out a way to figure out word loves or something. I won't comment on that. That's going to be on recording. All right. These numbers that I have written down, the numbers that I've written down are called in math, there's a word for them. They are called, anyone have a clue, starts with an I.
Integers.
Integers. So integers include the positive and the negative numbers. They do not include decimals and fractions and such. Okay, so the positive, wow, they're long. The positives and the negatives, those include integers. If I was just talking about the counting numbers like I did with the previous group, I'm talking about the numbers 1 going up, right? So counting numbers include 1 and up. Whole numbers include 0 and up. All right, so there's a small difference between the two. All right, so you get to see my awesome drawing skills. We use braces, which I just don't draw very well. I never could. They end up looking like wrinkly old men facing 2 different directions. All right, so these are braces. All right, and braces can be used in math to, we're going to put something in the gap. We're going to put some what's called elements in the gap. So if I do a set of braces and I write these numbers down, I just told you that this, what I just drew, represents the set of what kind of numbers? Whole numbers. Because I started with 0 and I'm going to infinity and beyond. All right, that's all that's saying. If I did a different set here, this is the set of what? This new set I just made. Set of integers. It's just saying I'm representing the integers in that set. Okay, it's pretty cool. Pretty easy too. All right? So using the number line as a reference point that you have in your notebooks now, this, again, should not be too hard today. Using that number line as a reference point, who can come up here and put these in order from least to greatest? Cole was the first hand that stopped because he was the first hand that went up. So least to greatest. Is Cole correct? Yes. Awesome. Who wants to come up for another one? Katie? All right. Remember the greater than, less than, equal than symbols? How do you know it's showing greater than? It's eating it. All right? I know it's the dumbest way I can think of to help you remember it. Okay? Its mouth is open. Okay, so Those are the symbols I was just talking about. If it's got its mouth open to the bigger number, that means greater than. If it's got its rear end pointed to the smaller number, that's talking less than. All right, if it's equal, it's equal. So which one is it, Katie? Very good. Okay, does that make sense? The bigger number is -1. It's closer to 0 on the negative side, so it means it's bigger. Okay, now, trick question. I'm not going to make anyone come up on this one. Which one's bigger? -3. The reason why is the bars are called absolute value. So, absolute value is telling us the distance a number is from 0. It's not has anything to do with positive or negative numbers. It's just how far is this number away from 0. When we talk about absolute value, you can think of it this way. You're always going to make a positive number. You see that absolute value bars? Think whatever's inside there, it's going to become a positive number when you're done with it. All right, so -3 would be thought of as 3, and -1 could be thought of as 1 because that is the distance it is from 0, which is why 3 is bigger than 1 in this case, because of absolute value. Questions on that? Any questions on absolute value? Who's never seen absolute value before? Okay, new. Okay, so that's absolute value. All those two bars mean they're vertical bars surrounding a number, or they could be surrounding an entire problem, is whatever the answer is inside it, when you take those bars away, it's a positive number. Okay, because it's telling you how far is this number away from 0 on a number line. That's what it's asking you. Okay, this is 3 away. This is 1 away. Okay, 3 away is further away than 1. That makes it bigger. Okay, always put it down as a positive number. Questions on that part? All right. So let's draw out a number line. One more number line. Oh, I thought it was going to be straight, and it's all weird. So, I wrote -5 to 5 on that number line. Now let's graph out some numbers. Could we graph out those numbers on a number line? How would I do that? I'm not going to ask anyone to come up. If you want to tell me, you can. I'm going to put a dot. Okay, so I'll put a dot on -4. Now let's change the color just to, so it's a little more clear. -4, -2, 0, 2, and 4. That's all we do. All right? If you want, and you want to write them a little bit above it, that's I won't call you out on that. Okay? Questions so far? Okay, so just a couple more things. A couple more review things. What does this equal? 3. What does this equal? Mm-mm. You always express it as a positive number. So, still going to be 3. Trick question. Okay, whatever this is inside the bars, the absolute value bars, whatever it is, you express it as a positive number. Okay? So, what about this one? What does that equal? 12. Harder one. 2, because 5 minus 7 is negative 2, right? So showing my work. 5 minus 7 is negative 2. And then, because of the absolute value bars, I write it as 2. So I do the math, and then I write down my answer because of the absolute value bars. So a little bit tricky. You're not doing that today. I'm just showing you now, okay? So, tell me what are the names of two numbers that are 10 units away from 0? Negative 10 and 10. So negative 10 and 10 are both 10 away, 10 units away from 0, right? Negative 10 and 10. That's it for today. Do we have any questions? All right, very good. Rock and roll.